Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. 3. Important days. You must know Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, one of the most revered bodhisattvas in Mahayana. Buddhism has 3 important feast days throughout the year. These feast days are held to commemorate and honor important events in his life and spiritual journey. The 3 feast days of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, according to the lunar calendar, are February 19th, his birth, June 19th, his enlightenment, and September 19th, his renunciation. Each feast day has a special significance and is celebrated with solemn rituals. February 19th lunar calendar, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's birthday. February 19th lunar calendar is one of the most important holidays in Buddhism, commemorating the birth of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. According to legend, this is the day he was born in human form, beginning his journey from a mortal being to a bodhisattva with infinite compassion. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is a symbol of compassion and salvation from suffering, always listening and responding to the prayers of sentient beings. On his birthday, Buddhists everywhere hold rituals of chanting, worshipping, and praying, hoping to receive his protection and compassion. This is an occasion for everyone to turn to the compassion, love, and salvation that Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva brings. Temples and monasteries often hold festivals and activities with profound meanings on this day. Meaningful activities on the day of birth. Incense offering and offerings. Buddhists often begin the holiday by offering incense and offerings at the temple. They bring fresh flowers, fruits, and other offerings to show their respect and gratitude to Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. His altar is solemnly decorated with fragrant incense and flickering candles, creating a solemn and sacred atmosphere. Chanting and listening to Dharma. Chanting sessions are held at the temple, with sutras such as the Great Compassion Sutra and the Lotus Sutra, often being chanted to honor the merits and compassion of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Buddhists gather in the main hall, chant sutras together, and listen to sermons about his life and vows. This is a time for everyone to meditate together, learn and vow to live in the spirit of compassion and generosity. Charity activities. Many pagodas and Buddhist associations organize charity activities on this day to help the poor, the sick, and those in difficult circumstances. Gifts, charity meals, or free medical examination programs are carried out to demonstrate the spirit of compassion that Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara has taught. This is also an opportunity for everyone to practice charity, sow good karma, and accumulate merit. Meditation and prayer. In addition to chanting rituals, Buddhists also spend time meditating, calming their minds and praying. They meditate, calm their souls, and turn their minds to Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, wishing for his protection, care, and peace for themselves and their families. Prayers on this day are often directed towards peace, happiness, and liberation from suffering for all living beings. Spiritual significance. The birthday of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara is not only an occasion to honor him, but also an opportunity for each person to remind themselves of the value of compassion, love, and sharing. This is a time for everyone to look back at themselves, learn and vow to live according to the noble vows of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. His spirit of compassion and saving the suffering is always an endless source of inspiration, encouraging everyone to live well, to love and help each other. The birthday of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara is a special occasion, bringing many profound meanings and spiritual values to Buddhists everywhere. By participating in worshipping, chanting, doing charity, and meditating, everyone has the opportunity to get closer to the noble values and spirit of compassion that Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara has taught. June 19th, Lunar calendar, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's Enlightenment Day. June 19th lunar calendar is the anniversary of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's enlightenment, one of the most important and sacred holidays in Buddhism. This is the day when he completed his practice, attained enlightenment, and became a bodhisattva with perfect compassion and wisdom. The Day of Enlightenment is an important event, marking a major turning point in his life of practice, from a mortal being to a bodhisattva who saves sentient beings, always listening and saving sentient beings from all 10 directions. The meaning and importance of Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara's Enlightenment Day. Bodhisattva. Avalokiteshvara's Enlightenment Day is not only an occasion to honor him, but also an opportunity for every Buddhist to look to and learn from his life and vows. Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara is the embodiment of infinite compassion, always listening and responding to the prayers of sentient beings. His enlightenment and enlightenment are symbols of his tireless efforts in practice, perseverance, and boundless love for all sentient beings. September 19th, lunar calendar, Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva's Renunciation Day. The 19th day of the 9th lunar month is the anniversary of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's renunciation, one of the most important and sacred events in his life. This is the day he renounced worldly life, abandoned worldly ties to enter the path of monasticism, with the vow to save sentient beings. This event marks the beginning of a difficult but meaningful journey, where he went through many trials and tribulations to attain enlightenment, becoming a bodhisattva with perfect compassion and wisdom. The meaning and importance of the Day of Renunciation. The Day of Avalokiteshvara. Bodhisattva's renunciation is not only a historical event, but also carries profound significance about his sacrifice and courage. Giving up worldly life to enter the path of monasticism is a courageous decision, requiring perseverance and great determination. It is also a reminder to all Buddhists of the importance of giving up desires, practicing and striving for enlightenment. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is a shining example of compassion, patience, and the unconditional vow to save sentient beings. Activities during the 2 days of ordination and enlightenment. Solemn rituals. On the day of ordination, temples often hold solemn ceremonies to honor the sacrifice and courage of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Incense offerings, and prayers are performed with deep reverence. The altar of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara is lavishly decorated with fresh flowers, candles, and fragrant incense, creating a sacred and solemn space. Chanting and meditation. Chanting and meditation are an indispensable part of the ordination ceremony. Buddhists gather in the main hall to chant sutras, such as the Great Compassion Sutra and the Lotus Sutra, to honor the merits and compassion of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Meditation helps people calm their minds, turn their hearts to him, and feel the peace and compassion radiating from him. Dharma talks and lectures. Dharma talks are often held where monks and nuns explain the life, enlightenment, and vows of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Through stories and lessons, Buddhists understand more clearly about his sacrifice, compassion, and perfect wisdom. This helps people have more motivation and faith in the path of practice, learning from his example. Making vows and doing good deeds. Many Buddhists take this opportunity to make vows to live a life of compassion, generosity, and do many good deeds to make offerings to Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. They participate in charitable activities, helping the poor, the sick, and those in difficult circumstances, demonstrating the spirit of compassion that he taught. These charitable acts not only benefit others, but also help the practitioner accumulate merit and purify his soul. Learning and practicing. Following the example of Avalokiteshvara. The Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's Renunciation Day is an opportunity for Buddhists to reflect on themselves, learn from, and practice the noble values he taught. By participating in worship, chanting, charity, and meditation, people can get closer to the spiritual values of compassion, wisdom, and perseverance in their practice.